Test 1 2. Okay, there we are. All right, Thursday, May 12th, 8:30. Watching the open here. We've got the red and green dotted lines just denoting overnight high and low. All right, so here's our opening range. First minute of trade. Looking at the longer term time frame on the S&P. Let's go out 3 years. Let's see this guy. So I feel our neckline was broken a few days ago. And then we just held under it. Got kind of a longer term head and shoulders. So let's look at that. Here we are. So overnight, that's our high. But this, I feel, was kind of the neckline, the 40s, 60s, right around there. So it seems like we'll at least test this low. And then usually with the neckline, I mean, a lot of times you'll come up, round it out, and the measured move can be about the distance from here to here. You take that distance and you take it downward. So who knows? I mean, it's anyone's guess as far as how low we go. Time will tell, won't it? And it doesn't mean it's going to happen today, right? Like yesterday, there were a lot of good opportunities to short. The market kept coming up. Bulls kept trying to defend. They couldn't do it, and then finally gave it up later in the day. So it looks one way longer term, and it probably is, bearish longer term. But exactly what it's going to do today, well, it's to be determined, right? It's anyone's guess. So I guess there was news that came out this morning at 7:30. I don't think it really mattered that much. Just the sell-off, a lot of the move happened yesterday. So we'll see what we do today. See what kind of opportunities the market gives us. Again, a lot of volatility in place here. We've got 20-point moves on the S&P in the matter of a minute or 2 minutes. So that's pretty significant. So again, I'll be trading small. My stops might have to be a little bit wider just because of the movement. And we'll make some plays from there. Getting close to the overnight low there. just rolled out some puts there. That's what that ding was. The S&P here. Look at NASDAQ real quick. Boy, it's just quite a bit lower too, isn't it? Quite a bit lower. So again, some days, you read the market well, you've got a good idea coming in. Other days, not so much. Yesterday, I think I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't see anything. It took a little bit for the market to set up, and then an idea came to me, and then a few more came, and it worked out well. So you just got to be aware of the days that you can read the market, that you're in sync with it, in tune, you kind of see what's going on, and then other days where you don't. It's good on those days to just kind of sit on the sidelines. You've got to ask yourself too, what's the definition of progress? So some key metrics for me is just observing the market without emotion. So just to be an observer, to just sit and watch. And a lot of times when I watch and I'm not in a hurry to put a trade on, they usually find me, right? Like I'm watching, I'm hanging out, I'm not anxious, I'm not anticipating, I'm just kind of going with the flow, seeing what the market's doing. The trade will usually find me. At some point I'll see something and think, oh yeah, that looks like a good setup right there. Another level of success is watching, like not fearing that I'll miss the move. And I think that goes in line with what I just said, but not being concerned that you're going to miss a big move, but just letting the market set up, letting it do what it wants to do, and then making a decision from there. Then obviously executing with stops in place and targets in place. So I'm wondering today if we're just like trend day down for most of the day. Let's see. I'm just looking for where we could stop this thing. Maybe 38.44. Maybe we get a little bit of a bounce there. What else? 37.29. I mean, that's 150 points lower. But who knows? You just never know what the market's going to do, what it's going to give you. So we'll just sit and wait. And there's some mornings where I don't take a single trade. There's other mornings where I take 4, 5, or 6. So don't know yet what kind of morning that's going to be. Just going to take a quick sneak peek at silver and gold. Give me just a moment here. Let's see, make this one yellow. We'll go here. Keep an eye on the S&P. So I will not be buying the knife today. Here's our 15-minute, right? I mean, so we open, come up, just right out of the gate. Right? There's no reason to be a buyer right here. Not yet. Might be something that develops later. All right, 73 to 90. Again, this doesn't look like a big move, but it's just because we covered so much ground here from here to here, and then there's a big gap. So we're looking at over 100 points as far as from up here almost to 90 and then down to the 70s. So just a little over 100 points. So these moves look smaller here, but in actuality, they're pretty big, relatively speaking. All right. So we go. Opening range, we're kind of testing that opening range. So good little pop there. Could it be today we put in a doji on the daily? Find a little bit of balance, some back and forth. The sellers kind of take a pause, take a break. Could be. Could be. Trying to get up to the open. So we're right here at the open. Right around 3,900 was where we opened. See if they can push it up higher. Or if they just jam it right back down their throats and take it lower. Just gonna look at the NASDAQ real quick. NASDAQ firming up a little bit. Another thing to consider is what is a winning performance. I've been reading about this, it's so good. Winning performance, what that means. So to manage risk, to manage emotion, to me, that's a winning performance. Next level of contention is going to be this 25 area right here. I'm looking at the overnight. So we've come down enough in the last week where you'd think that some buyers would step in, try to push it higher. So I'll watch and see. We're still duking it out in this range right here, but too early to tell yet. But I know this is going to be a significant area here if we get there. So we'll see what we do here. It's yesterday's low. Might watch it here around 382, 383. Look for a long there. So again, a lot of volatility. That's some big moves. Watching these wicks here. So 10 to 90, 39.10 to 38.90 battle zone so far. I'm watching, looking to place a long down in here. And I might add to it if we get down here, depending on how the market moves. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm filled there. Filled right here. Let's see. Scaling off just a little bit right there. So just scalped out. I'm still in 90% of my position. See if they defend this area. Want to see them get back up into here, and then obviously into here, and then push higher, try to make a run for that 20 area. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to sell a tiny bit right there. Not much. And I'm still in 75% of that original position. So seeing if this level can hold here. It's a good spot to have a resting order. Want to see it get up and reclaim this. I don't want to see it, retest. We had a nice bounce off of that. So let's see if we can do it here. All right, I'm going to sell a little bit more right there. All right, I'll take it. And I'm in half of my position. So I'd like to see us get up to here. My entry's good enough on that one. I'm going to have my stop just at break even. And it could be that they come down and take me out here. And if they do, and we rebound up, that's what I got to live with. But we'll see if they can push it back up into this area here. See if they hold this level. Be nice. I feel like good risk to reward down here. Looking for top of this and then this area here. So we'll see if they can make that happen. Came within inches there. It's pretty close to getting stopped out. So let's see if they hold it. They might not. Looking for some nuance here. Alright, so reason I took this is on the 5 minute, you got a 78 fib retracement from here back to here. We're at some pretty significant lows. Let's see, I'm pretty close to getting stopped out on this guy. Oh, okay, looks like they got me. I'm out. I'm going to nibble and buy just a little bit right here. Just a little bit lower than where my stop was. I might try it again if I see a move a little bit higher. There we go, it's looking decent. Alright, we'll watch and see if they hold this level now. Want to see them hold this and then eventually pretty soon end up back above the overnight low here, then try to reclaim this area. Right, so I'm pleased with that stop that I had in place and then the scale outs that I took. Wasn't too bad. So again, what I was saying is that the reason I took that trade is there was a 78 fib retracement from here down to here. A lot of times you'll get a good pop off that area, and we certainly did there. And it was also at confluence with the overnight low. So I thought, that might be a decent place to take a stab at it. Let's try it and see. Got out a half of it, scaled out, and then just had my trailing stop at break even. So re-entered here small. Still definitely not out of the woods on this one. We're showing lower. Looks like it could break down here, but we'll see if we get some buyers to push this thing back up in a minute. I'm going to buy just a little bit more right here. There we go. See if we get a pop here. There we go. Alright, need to reclaim this area back up in here. See if we can get it. There it is. I'm going to get out of some right here. Was trying to hold it to 90. There it is right there. Alright, need to see it get above this. Think I'm going to hold below here. See if we can push 90 here. Got another 15 minutes till we get a new 5-minute bar. Looking for to get somewhere up in here's, somewheres. So I got my stop in place right here at the low of the day. If it takes me out, I can always re-enter that son of a gun, right? Takes me out here. If it's coming down here, I see something worth getting involved with, I can always jump back in. Alright, so we gotta get above here. Let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna sell just a little bit more right there. There we go. Alright, so I'm just in a third of that original position. We'll see now. I'm kind of shooting for this, then maybe a little bit higher. Stops at this low right here. There it is. Very nice. Okay, good deal. Wonder if we get kind of like a wedge pattern now. Okay, so again, I was kind of talking about this the other day. We were quite a bit higher though, but here at these levels that are low enough, it's got me wondering if we kind of wedge up. So this would be kind of the top. This is obviously the bottom. Want to see it try to get up here, maybe fail again, come down somewhere in here, and then take off, push up. I mean, you'd be looking for 39.20, maybe a little bit higher. I am mindful that we are in a super bear market. But again, even though I'm bearish long term, it doesn't mean that we can't have a good 20-30 point pop today. So to be determined, right? Let's see if they hold this level. I want to see them hold 90 in order to push up higher. looking good. I like it. Alright, I'm going to sell just a little bit more right there. Right here at the top of that range. I like that. Great scale out. Pleased with that. And still holding that stop down to here for the last little bit of my position. I'm just in 10% now of the original position, so not too much. There we go. Alright, I'm going to sell a little bit more right there. Let's see if we can push it up higher. There we go. Nice push there. So we'll watch and see if we can hit this level right up here. Getting close. Looking for a little bit more. All right, well that one played out really well. Just in a flat right here. And who knows, we could get up higher, but I'm flat. So yeah, original thought with that was there's one I like to do. It's usually when there's a decent sized swing, which we had right here, but I look for a 78% retracement, as I mentioned. The 78 level is just under the overnight low. We came down here, got in that, scaled out of some, and then I re-entered some more down here, ran it up, got out here, here, and then the last little bit right here. So let's see if we make it up to 25. Could be we get up there and then we shoot, shoot all the way up to here. That would be a big move. Let's look at the overnight action now. So you'd think they'd stall here for a second, maybe a minute or two. That's looking pretty strong. So next target would be like 35, 39, 35. Should be right about here. So maybe they stall, take a break at 35. Again, we've come down so much. All right, so they're not stopping there. Let's see if they stop up here. Take a little pause. Alright, a little bit of action here. So let's do that 15-minute. Good price action there. So this was kind of our area of congestion in the morning, right? When we were under it, we were bearish. We're above it now, so we're bullish in the short term. But yeah, that push up, retrace, held it, and then off to the races. This is, again, the shaded areas, the overnight. This is a 15-minute chart. Here's the 5. Let's see. It was a trade that worked out well. It should have had the wherewithal to hold it a little bit longer. It did really exactly what I thought it would. It came down to here, maybe just a little bit lower. I think this move shook me out a little bit, but then got involved again down here and actually at a better price. But once it got up into here and held it, figured that this would be where we could do some business up in here. But good move for sure. Good move higher. Good read. Good read there. So yeah, sometimes you just see it, you can feel it, you read it well. Other times, you're scraping around in the dark looking for clues. So here we go. Sell off. At least some activities happening here at this 25 level. Let's look here and see. Oops, I want to look for SPY. Gonna look at gold real quick here. Bulls want to see the 39.05 hold, which would be, yeah, right around here. A lot of congestion in the overnight from 25 down to 05, and then from 05 down to 38.95, you've got another pocket. Just gonna sit and observe, just gonna take it all in, watch what's going on. Never good to be in a hurry. It pays to be patient. I should keep that in mind once I'm in a trade too, right? Like, there's some trades that you give too much time, you're too patient with it, and it just turns out to be a loser. But this morning, a little bit more patience would have served me well. But it's tricky, when you're trying to catch that knife. But if the reason you're doing it is a decent reason, then you should probably stick with your conviction. So let's see, Bears couldn't get it down to 39.05. We'll see what they do here, if they can jam it up through 25 or if they need to retest and come a little bit lower. Maybe even down to here. We'll watch it and see. Suppose if we do get this low, I'll be watching it thinking that they'd want to defend at the overnight level. But keeping in mind too that we could have a doji for today, so could be, or we could still have a down day. We are in a bearish trend in the long term, so keep that in mind. So main battle zone is going to be like 39.25 down to 38.95. Maybe 3900. Watch and see if it comes down here, what it does. Middle of the opening range. Yeah, 39. We'll watch it and see. Next stop we might try to test could be 39.35. Another 5 or 6 points to get up to it. I can and will have a winning performance every day. It's good stuff. If you goal set to have a winning performance, you will always be process oriented and not outcome oriented. You will be much less likely to overtry in the competition because you are always focused on the next step and not counting your score. So we've got to ask ourselves, what's the definition of a winning performance? And for me, it's simply, I have a winning performance if I'm watching without emotion, if I'm not fearing that I'll miss the move, and if I'm executing with stops and targets in place. To me, that's a winning performance. So no matter at the end of the day, whether I'm positive or negative, if I've done those things, then I will be at the best place I can be for opportunity to read the market and to read it well. Just want to see what halfback is. Okay, halfback is right here at the opening range. So I mentioned that 35 level, looks like 37 was more the area of contention. We got up to like 41 here coming in. We'll see what they do here at 25. See if they hold it. Try to make another run. So let's look at the daily. You dread that one into play. Okay, it looks like 25 is going to be given up. Looks like they're going to give it up. So let's look at the daily, right? We're just, here was our neckline. 3 days below it, we're just down, down, down. Today, do we make a little doji, stall out here? Do we push up, try to get strong? I don't know. Or do we come up here, fail, and then just continue to push lower? To be determined, right? To be determined. Let's see, we do it at 25 here. This bar could be telling right here to see what we do, see where we end up on this bar. See if we get up to 35, what we do up there. Tempted to there we go, just went. So I was tempted to try a short there. Still could, you'd be run above 30. You're back below 25, looking for a push lower, but that's all right. I was thinking about it. Set it, then it went. So I was thinking it. Tempted to short it. That was that. Ah, 9:30. 9:30 Central Time. Pardon me for one moment. So it was right at that 25 level. Came up to it. They just sold it real hard again at 25. I was watching it, looking, thinking again to try a short. I'd be wrong above here, but I just moved. That one moved pretty fast. Bulls want to defend 39.05, probably down to 3900, keeping in mind we are significantly lower in a downtrend. So it's not to say that we couldn't just, we just got to keep in mind the words of Mark Douglas, right? That anything can happen and something will happen. Oh, cool. Let's see, it looks like 2 guys watching. Don't know if you were watching from the beginning, but took a nice one earlier. Came down here, got long, scaled out a half, held the stop against this, got taken out. Saw it doing its thing here, liked it, got back in, rode it up, scaled out here, and then here ultimately. So that's what I've been up to. Haven't taken another trade since. So yeah, first trades were here right at about 8:55 and right around 9 o'clock. Based on the 78 fib retracement. So here to here, 78% of that move is right here. That's an area you'll sometimes get a pop from, and we did right here. And then got back involved right here too. So right now I'm just flat, just sitting and waiting. So today feels like it could be a rotational day. I don't think they're just going to jam this thing up. So to me, it feels like we could just be back and forth on the day. Or if anything, back and forth and then ultimately a push lower. Keep it in mind though that may not be the case. This bar's looking weak here. So we'll see. Next little battle zones, this like 15 to 16 area. We'll see if it takes it out and goes lower. I'm not involved anywhere right here, but let's see what let me pull up the NASDAQ real quick. Just gonna reference it. So here's the 5 minute and the overnight. Kind of referenced this earlier, but battle zones, this 25 area down to here, maybe as low as here. At least in the overnight, spent a good amount of time below 25 and then above like 38.95. So we'll see. I mean, I'm thinking right now that we could hold in here, come down, and then like push up a bit. It's early yet though. I mean, we're only an hour and 10 minutes into trading. So we'll see. Nothing. Let me expand the 5 minute here. Yeah. So I'll watch the 1 minute for some nuance. See if I can find a place to get short. So right now the mini battle is this 30 to 10 right here, right? We've spent a good amount of time the last half hour trying to figure out like if we're above this, bears want it. If we're below it, or sorry, if we're above it, yeah. Let's be quiet for a minute. So let's see if they defend and hold this 39.10 level. Feels like we're gonna move lower. Got another almost 2.5 minutes left on the 5 minute. So we'll see what they do here at 25. I wonder if they come up one more time and then they slam it down. See if the bears defend this 25 level. Maybe they don't. Maybe the bulls just run it up. Let's see. There we go. So let's see. I would think that should be it. Right there, they defended 25. I would think that level should hold and we should go lower. Who wants it? Tug of war, right? Right here. Bulls and Bears, 10 to 25. Last half hour, last 35 minutes. I think the Bears want it. There they go. So again, right at that 15-16 range. It's a little too whippy for me right now to get involved. I had my trade earlier. No sense in getting chopped up right here. Not going to be anxious to place a trade. Could be that I don't do another trade for the rest of the day. Could be that I see a great opportunity in a minute. You just don't know. I'm not a hunter, but from what it seems like, so I talk to guys who hunt, man, they get up early, get out there, they're in the stand or hiding, wherever they're at. Like, man, some days I gotta wait there 7-8 hours, and maybe I get one good look, or maybe I get none. Then there might be another day where I'm out there, I'm set up, I'm prepared, I'm mentally ready to do it, and within a half hour, I've got my shot, I take it, I get the animal, I'm done. So you just don't know. Or it might be that, they're there, they're waiting for an hour or two, and something comes along, but it's close, right? Let's say, I don't know, 7 out of 9 of their parameters are hit. And I think a lot of that's just subconscious to someone who hunts for a while. They probably just have a feel for the ideal setup for the shot they want to take in order for it to be an effective shot. So it might be they've waited for a while, and an animal comes into view, it's close, but they know, man, this isn't ideal. I better wait for something else. And maybe they get it, or maybe they get something else later in the day. Maybe they don't. But it could be that, an hour later or a half hour later that they get the animal, a different animal comes, and it's 9 out of 9 as far as the criteria that they're looking for this thing to set up so they can shoot it and take it home and eat it or stuff it or whatever the heck they do with it. Brag about it, post pictures of it on Facebook, and it's kind of the same way. So again, I'm not a hunter, but I feel like it could be the same way with trading, where you're sitting and waiting. Sometimes the opportunity comes right away. Sometimes there's nothing there. With trading, I often tell myself there's 3 positions that we can take. We can be long, meaning we can be buyers. We can be short, meaning we can be sellers, or we can be flat, meaning that we are not involved, that we're waiting for a better opportunity. So here's 25 again. Let's see if they defend it again. I'm not going to do anything right here. I feel like we could have an interesting pop one way or the other and then a move. So I'm not looking to short it here, knowing that we can get shaken out. It's just too tight of a range right here. So it's been quite a while now. About 45 minutes that we've just been in this real tight range, 25 down to 10. So I'll see if we can't push it up higher and maybe fail, then look to come back in. This would be a scale out, and then somewhere down in here as well. Could be that doesn't happen, but that's just something that I'm thinking. So I'll watch it up here and see where I might want to get involved. So bears couldn't really get it below 10. Bulls wanted above this. I'm going to pull up the overnight, just see if there's anything I can see as far as price action up here in like the 40s or 50s. Look at RTH here. Got quite a few wicks there. Nothing yet, folks. Nothing yet. Defended 25. Trying to push it lower. Oh man, who's watching out there? All two of you. Who's watching? What do you like to trade? I need a little banter as I'm just sitting and waiting, watching for the market to do something. Waiting for it to do something. Had our move earlier, buying at 38.80, and had a little bit of movement, and that's it. Please, I'm desperate. Desperate for company. I'm done here in about another 40 minutes. If you want to remain anonymous, that's cool. I get it. All right, let's see what we do. Look at NASDAQ real quick. NASDAQ in close to overnight highs. Emini not there yet. Not there yet. We're getting a little closer. Okay, so 35. We hung out here for quite a while. Bulls got it above there. We'll see how far they can take it. See what they can do. No idea what's going to happen. I just know how I react if I see something that's interesting. I don't see anything too interesting just yet. Alright, so I mentioned 35 earlier. We came up to it. Looks like 37 really, 36. This area here came up to it, came down, pulled in. So let's see what we do here now. It's the next little battle zone. Oops. So I'll annotate that area too. Go yellow. We'll do this one. How about that? We'll make it dashed. Alright. Let's see if we pop the top. See if we make it do what it do. Let's see what it does here. I'm wondering if that's going to be it for the bulls. They've come up all this way. They want to try to get it higher. All right, let's see what they can do. Watch this little spike here, 47. Let's watch. Watch. Let's see. Let's see what they do here. Got another 2.5 minutes, so we get a new 5-minute bar. Same with the 15, another 2.5 minutes, so we get a new 15-minute bar. So let's see what that one's doing. I might look to get short here in a little bit. I'm going to sell a little bit here. Oh, there we go. We'll watch 37th, see if we can't pull into it. I'm kind of watching that 47 level. Another almost like a minute to go on the 15-minute and the 5-minute. Let's see what they do here. And so just a little bit more. Oh, that ended a little stronger than I thought it would. All right, let's see if they can take it down to 37 again. There we go. I'll buy a little bit back right here. Want to see it get below 37. Need to come into that level. There we go. I'll buy a little bit right there. I'll hold against this here now. See if we can come back in and get down to 25, maybe lower. See if my thesis is right about this being kind of a rotational day. All right, so that's going to be it for me after this one. I'm still holding a third of that one against this high up here. Like that it came down to 37, so we'll watch now if we can fail back and get a bit lower. Hey, thanks JDM 500. Glad to have you, man. Yeah, I just set the channel up for myself so I can go back over and watch and critique the trades that I do, and you know, see where I need to improve. But yeah, me too, man. S&P, like that's where it's at. I feel like watching it. I'm staying in my lane. We'll watch and see here now with this one on this push lower. We'll see. This could be a spot where you re-enter, hold against here. So my third position I got on, I've just got to stop at the high of the day right here. And if it takes me out and runs up, all right, whatever. But could be that it takes me out. I like the action. I get back in. Maybe I get in at a better price. Maybe I get in at a worse price. But always want to lock in profits. So that's what's most helpful. My entry on that was really nice. Good spot that I'm pleased with. So let's see. 37 is our next area. 25 is going to be the next one. I'll try to sell just a tiny bit more right here. All right. Feels like we don't take out the high, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do, right? Like anything can happen. Just like my man Mark Douglas, what's he say? He says, anything can happen and something will happen. You remember that? You're golden. Here's the 5 minute. So again, want to see it hold, want to see it get below 37. Alright, I'm almost out of that little runner that I had on. Almost. Getting close. Alright, that one seemed like a nice one to me too. Alright, I'm stopped out of a little piece, and okay, I'm out of both right there. So, out of both at that spot. Let's watch it here. I might try to re-enter depending on what it does. Might not. So 47 was a level that I thought was interesting. But it looks like we're gonna take that out, push above it, maybe run some stops. We'll see what we do here at the overnight high. Overnight high is right here at 55. Might be that we get up to, I think, somewhere like low 60s. Where was it, like 60 or 58? So let's see, maybe we try it again, try to sell them up here. I'm gonna try to sell a little bit right here. There we go, kind of re-enter where I was. See what we do with this overnight high, see if we come back in. Oh, a little stop run would be nice. So watching down to 37 again. So decent entry on that. Let's see though what they do around here. Getting some volatility back in the game. Waiting to add. Haven't added yet. Adding to my short, that is. Getting interesting here at this level. I'm going to try to sell a little bit more right here. Oh, okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right, let's watch this 50. If you're short here, you'd be wrong above 61, I believe. Market looking strong though. Looking for some nuance here for it to pull in. I'm gonna pull up NASDAQ real quick, take a look at it. Boy, she's powering ahead now. Let's watch and see if it comes back in below 55. I wouldn't mind seeing that. just add it up here a little bit. Looking for a pull in to here. See if we can get her lower a little bit. That's 68. $15-minute, 5-minute, pretty strong here. Trying to remain objective, right? I like it short here, but how much room do you give it? That's the question. So let's see if we can show any kind of weakness up here. Just up, up, and up since we got over 25. I'm going to buy a little bit back right here. Okay, I'll look to add if we get up higher. There we go. I'll buy a little bit right here too. All right, looking to add some now. Just came up to 60. Pretty nice pullback there. I lightened up a little bit. Looking to add if we come up higher and then flush down. Yeah, I saw a little bit more right there. Next target I want to see is 37. Looking for stuff though that I'm not seeing, trying to remain objective, right? Don't want to get subjective here and think that I'm right. Got to keep in mind that even though I'm short and I think we're going lower, that this thing could just as easily rocket right back up, take me out. So we've gotta respect Mr. Market. So it came down to that 47 level. Let's see if we can blow through this, get a bit lower now. Come down into here. Look at NASDAQ, how it's looking. NASDAQ coming in a bit, but it's not below it's holding its overnight high. It's above it. Emini, not out of the woods yet. All right, let's see if this is the bar. There we go. So looking for a push down to here. I'm going to get out of a little bit more right here. Might have jumped the gun on getting out, but see if we can take it down to this area. All right. see how this bar ends. I can get a little impatient sometimes, but this push down, usually when we get a push like that and then another one hanging out here, I'll look to short it. So want to see us get down to that area there. Not there just yet. I'm gonna buy a little bit back right here too. Alright, so I'm just in what am I in? Just in 25% of the original position. Maybe this is the high of the day. Maybe. Looking weak there. Next area of contention is going to be 37, the yellow dashed line. There it is. There it is. Coming up on it right here. I'm a flatten right there. So I'm flat, I'm out. If we pop up, I'll try to re-enter. Feels like though we get weak, come down to here and then here. That's what it feels like to me. It's what it feels like. So we'll watch and see what it does if it gets up to 47. So yeah, I want to watch this area right here. Came down, sold them off here. Yep. I need to get better at holding those a bit longer. I feel I'm good at picking tops and bottoms. It works 100% of the time, 50% of the time, right? So had a nice pick down here and here, great. Let it run for a bit, but definitely didn't maximize, as here is just some uncertainty. Tried that one here, made a little bit and then got out. Then started adding here, got away from me a bit, liked it here, got short again, seen it pull back in, but wanted to hold it until we got here, but instead I was getting out a little bit earlier. So now I'd like to add if we get up here, but in my mind, I feel like this is a weak market, like we might not make it up to here and then just come back in. So could be the high of the day right here. Good time to maybe sell some calls or buy some puts, whatever your thing is. Let's see here. Let's see if we get anything. So looking at that wick on the 15 minute, here we go, the push up, coming in, down. So new battle zone is definitely here to here. I don't know if we make it back up to here, we'll see. Well, it's 10:20. It's almost time for me to wrap it up. Almost Almost time. I lost my Nalgene bottle. Alright, let's watch this area, see what we do. See if we get up to that. Bears want it. You could sell it here, you'd be wrong against that right there. 46. You'd sell it here if you're wrong against that. Looking for this area down here. Oh, I was gonna draw a little line here too. Let's see. I was thinking about putting a little something in there. Don't tell me. No, big deal, big whoop. All right, 25. Next stop, ladies and gentlemen, 25. Let's look at NASDAQ. Let me pull that guy up and I'm going to call it a day. Ugly. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at that. Same deal. Riding her up. Hanging out right there. NASDAQ hanging out right at the overnight. Ooh, that's nice. Right there at the overnight level. Now we're below it, or yeah, overnight high. Let's look at the E-mini. Visiting the 30s. See what it does here at 37. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but for me, let's see. What was the thing I was reading earlier? If you goal set, so if you set your goals to have a winning performance, you will always be process oriented and not outcome oriented. You will be much less likely to overtry in the competition because you are always focused on the next step and not counting your score. So again, thinking to myself that I can and I will have a winning performance every day, right? If I am number one for me, my number one goal is to watch and observe the market without emotion. And I gotta be honest that is pretty hard for me to do, to watch it without emotion. You get a trade going against you, you get a little emotional. You get a trade going in your favor, you get a little emotional. It just happens, we're human. But if I can watch it in the interim, as I'm waiting for levels, as I'm waiting to see something, the goal is to watch it without emotion, to just be an observer and to not be afraid of missing a move. So number one, regarding having a winning performance every day, watching it without emotion, not fearing I'll miss the move, that's number two, and then just executing with the stop and targets in place. So with that in mind, we can have a winning performance every single day. Every single day we can watch the market without fear, without emotion, or we can work to lessen it every day. But a lot of times that your best trades are the ones that just kind of come to you easily. Like you're not stressing, you're not fighting it, trying to make it happen. So yeah. All right, decent day. Caught this down here, this move, and then caught this one, let it run a little bit. Got in a little action here, shorted it, got out of it, had a position that was held against the high, got out, added some here, and then added a bit more up here, came in, got out to just lighten my load. Then I saw this little guy, added some, and then rode it down to 37 here. Not as far as a ride as I would have liked to, but got out a little earlier thinking that we might get another push high and try to fade it again. So this is one that I feel like I should have held a bit longer. First scale out should have been right around this level. This is my last scale out, but that should have been my first based on just where we are in the overall context. So first scale out would have been here, could have held it then against maybe the high of the day and then look for it to come back into 25, which I think we could hit. And then eventually here, to me, it feels like a day that could be rotational. That's what I was talking about earlier when we were down in here trying to push above 25. I was thinking to myself, could have a rotational day. Might not be. Might be a trend day where we just trend up all day. But looking at the context regarding where we came from, the odds favor that we rotate. Doesn't mean that we can't come up here, take this out, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's more likely to end up somewhere in here versus at the high of the day. But just my 2 cents on that. All right, I'm done. It's 10:30. We'll do it again tomorrow. Anyone who's watching, have a great rest of your day. Peace. No emotions. Know your stops and your targets. Talk to you soon.